What a beautiful sight, guys. All-time highs again for the S&P and the NASDAQ, and the Dow and the Russell. Those are almost at all-time highs. Both of those are up 0.75% on the day, as the Qs and the S&P are up about 0.5% each. And again, they're hitting all-time highs. The Qs and the S&P SPY hit about 750, guys. It feels like just last week we hit 7,000 points, and the Qs just last week literally hit over 700, or it might have been the week before, and now we're pushing 722, which is insane. All thanks to a lot of these big tech stocks, the AI trade, memory stocks. Man, this market has been on fire. So we have to break down 5 stocks I'm watching right now. What is going on with President Trump and Xi, their meeting? You guys obviously know about that by now. We'll cover that briefly, and overall what I'm doing in the market. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon for my portfolio updates if you're interested, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, that's linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And now let's get into it. So again, momentum is picking up as we have President Trump and President Xi, or Chinese leader Xi, whatever you want to call him, guys, as they're meeting pretty much right now. So let's dive deeper into that, talk about some key headlines regarding that. Then we'll dive deeper into what I'm doing, the stocks I'm watching right now. So you guys can see they met in Beijing, right? They're meeting in Beijing. President Trump is there right now for a crucial series of meetings with Chinese leader, Chinese president, whatever you want to call him, Xi Jinping, right? And few breakthroughs are expected on divisive issues such as the Iran war, trade, technology, and of course Taiwan, which is a big topic right now, guys. So on Iran, Trump said Xi told him that China wants to help negotiate an end to the war, to the conflict, and a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. And China is the largest buyer of Iranian oil. I wonder why Trump, why this all started to begin with. Why do you guys think that? So China is the largest buyer of Iranian oil, and Trump has hoped Xi would use that leverage to prod Iran into a deal on U.S. terms. We'll see. Trump also said President Xi assured him that China wouldn't provide Iran with military equipment. We'll see about that. In a closed-door meeting, Xi warned Trump that differences over Taiwan, a self-governed island that Beijing claims as its own territory, according to them, could bring the U.S. and China into clashes or conflict. That's interesting, right? Again, Xi warned Trump, hey, differences over Taiwan, this could bring us into conflict, into clashes, allegedly, is what's being said in closed-door meetings. And Trump in December authorized an $11 billion arms package for Taiwan. So isn't that funny, right? You know, we're supplying Taiwan $11 billion of an arms package, and then Trump is saying, it says, Xi said that China is not going to supply Iran with military power, right? Or whatever we just said before. So, military equipment. So that's interesting there, as, the United States, Trump, in December authorized an $11 billion arms package for Taiwan. And Trump also hopes to focus talks on trade and deals for China to buy more agricultural products and passenger planes, setting up a board to address their differences and avoid a repeat of the trade war that was ignited last year, which caused that drop last year in the market after Trump's tariff hikes. And that's what's going on, man. We could talk all day about every single headline here, but that's what the market is watching, amongst other things, and it's taking the news quite well, considering we're up across the board as I'm making this video, right, guys? I mean, again, all-time highs on the Qs, all-time high on the S&P. What a freaking day, man. Unreal. Stocks like Nebius continue to move. Coinbase is moving, which we'll cover here. Nvidia, like I said, a lot of these movers in the space. LRCX, which I bought some recently, Lam Research, this one's also moving, right? Lam Research, I think, is going to 325, 350 in the shorter term here in the next couple of weeks slash 2 to 3 months. I think we could get there. I started buying some on this dip a couple days ago at about 284, and I'm still holding on. Now we just hit over $300 earlier today, and I think we're going higher, guys. If you look at this 20-day chart, the 20-day shows a clear ascending triangle. Actually, the 30-minute time frame will really show it. Look how bullish this looks. We have resistance at about $300, 295, 300, and we're making higher lows into that resistance. We just kind of peaked above it, above 300 today. I think it's only a matter of time before we get a blow-off top on Lam Research, and I think it has a lot more room to go. So LRCX, I'm loving it right now, guys. Coinbase, a lot of these crypto stocks, Robinhood, Circle Internet Group, they're all shaping up very nicely right now, and I'm actually long Robinhood, which we'll do an update right now in a second. Coinbase is starting to break through here, guys. We also have an ascending triangle on Coinbase. If I draw this out, you guys can kind of see it. We have higher lows being made into this resistance at about 210, 215, and now we're finally starting to break through. After earnings came out a couple days ago, we've had time to digest the earnings. And Bitcoin, hello, Bitcoin's up 2.5%, 3%. We're finally starting to break through 80, 81, 82K on Bitcoin. It's not a clean-cut breakout yet on Bitcoin, but it's getting there. And, the higher Bitcoin goes, the closer it gets to 90, 100K, the more, the more optimism gets back into the crypto market, the more trading activity you see across these platforms, Coinbase, Robinhood, you name it. And this is the gap that Bitcoin needs to start trading in, and we're still struggling to break through. I mentioned this in my previous update here on Bitcoin on the charts. This is still trading under 82K, 82.5, which was support all throughout this time period right here, all throughout November up until the end of January. So once that breaks, I think we have a wide open gap to about 95K to fill. I think that fills fairly quickly there, but we're struggling to get through. We have been for the last couple of weeks. So Bitcoin needs to get out of there, guys. And once that happens, I think Coinbase, all these crypto stocks, a lot of the good ones are going to rip. And yeah, it's setting up for that. You guys see Coinbase it's right there. It's right at the breakout. It's starting, actually. It's up 7% on the day. And I think this could go to the mid 200s. No problem. No problem at all. And my play in this space is Robinhood, which I bought a good chunk after earnings when the stock tanked all the way to 65. No, not that low. Geez, not 65. It got down to 69, $70 a share, and I bought, I think at 72.50 or 72.25 in that ballpark. And I'm still holding. The stock's over $80. We're up 5% on the day, and Robinhood, I think, it's honestly going to do better than Coinbase. I like Robinhood more than Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase is way too crypto reliant. I know they're getting into stocks and doing all the other things they're doing, but Robinhood is way more stock reliant. Obviously, it has a good amount of revenue coming from crypto activities, no doubt about it, but I just like Robinhood more as a platform long term, and even in the short term with the crypto rebound and overall trading activities looking good. I think Robinhood's going well over 90, well over 100, quite frankly, and I'm holding on until then. And now that we're seeing a nice pop back over 80, we're slightly taking out the highs from, it looks like here, the just a couple of days ago, right? Earlier this week, we hit about 80, failed. Now we're getting back to 80. That's a good sign. The bulls are resilient in the short term. We can see it here on the 30-minute chart. Very bullish. So I think we're going 90 in the short term, guys, on Robinhood. The charts look pretty decent for that. It kind of backs what I'm saying here. And once not Coinbase, but once Bitcoin really starts to gain momentum, man, 85, 90, 95K, Coinbase is going to rip. Robinhood's going to rip. You can make an argument. I know I said Robinhood's probably going to do better, but you can make an argument on which stock will do better. But I genuinely think, man, Robinhood's going over $100 probably this year, in the back half of this year. So I'm positioning for that. I'm excited for that. Circle Internet Group is another one, CRCL, which you guys can see it's up. It's down on the day, but it's up a whopping 40% over the last 2 weeks. I mean, this stock's gone berserk after earnings. Now as Bitcoin starting to gain some more momentum, and we have a clear cup and handle on Circle. You guys can see it right here. Clear cup and handle. We have the cup, the handle. We have resistance pretty much right where we are now at $140, $135. Guys, if this thing takes out 140, this is going to go berserk in my opinion. There's going to be a lot more upside, especially if we get that momentum in Bitcoin to continue. If we get through the mid 80s, oh yeah, you best believe, in my opinion, that's what's going to play out here. And you can see it even better on this 1 year chart, the cup and handle, and on the 3 year chart, you guys see just how much more we could run if we take out the mid hundreds. 150 has been a sticking point for about a year and a half on Circle Internet Group, almost 2 years, guys, 2 years almost. And I don't think it's going to be much more of a resistance for much longer, rather. And this stock, I used to own it. I sold out of it a little bit ago. I made a little money on it, but if I held till today, I definitely would be up more. But I did invest that money elsewhere, which that's grown. So, who knows? Maybe if I held Circle, I would have made more money, but it wasn't a big position anyway. And at this point, I'm looking to re-enter. I like the setup. I like the way sentiment is shifting a bit in the crypto market. I like it. I think if we take out 150, this thing's going to run, and I might even consider buying a little bit before the breakout. I might start DCAing a little bit. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. And let's see. A couple space stocks I like right now. Let me pull up ASTS. And essentially, guys, what ASTS? All these space stocks are moving because of SpaceX, the hype around the whole sector. Well, that's not the only reason, but that's a big reason. Well, maybe not ASTS so much in the last couple of months, but when you look at where it was about 8 months ago, I mean, it was at $35. Now we're at 81. It got to 130. It got a bit overbought. So now we've pulled back, all while maintaining higher lows, but at the same time, we are making lower highs. So if ASTS can start to break through, I would say 85, start to take out $90 a share, this could really start to run. And this company, guys, all these space companies are interesting, right? They're a space-based, essentially, communications and data company building the first and only space-based cellular broadband network designed to connect standard smartphones directly to satellites without specialized hardware. You guys know who they're competing against, right? So ASTS, definitely one worth watching. It's beaten up in the short term, all while, still remaining intact fundamentally, and the charts overall look pretty decent still. A little head and shouldery on this 1 year chart, maybe a little bit. But once we take out the 90s, 85, 90, I think that goes out the window, and momentum could really start to pick up. Another one here, guys, let me pull up this next one and show you guys pretty much a pure play space infrastructure company. It is Redwire, RDW. Redwire is definitely ripping. I mean, there's no doubt. I wish we talked about it yesterday because today it's up 25%, and the cup and handle in hindsight was there. I mean, it was clear as day that this was coming based on the charts. Look at this cup and handle. It was right there yesterday, right? If you saw that heading into this morning, man, you played that beautifully. Now it's running, and I think momentum could take it to $15 per share. That is a resistance coming up. We hit that point earlier this year in the end of January. So RDW, keep your eyes on it, man. It's ripping. It is overbought. But man, momentum is really picking up. And think about it. When in doubt, zoom out. I mean, look at these previous levels. RDW was at $20. about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, it was at $27, $26. So if we start taking out 15, yeah, it might be overbought in the short term, but in the grand scheme of things, there could still be a lot more upside when you zoom out. You realize that, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, about all these stocks, what you're doing, your thoughts on the market, and of course, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. The only stock I own out of these right now is Robinhood, so keep that in mind. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Join the Patreon, if I can even talk. Join my Patreon for my portfolio updates and my private Discord if you guys are interested. I post all my trades, investments, all my options moves on Patreon. That's linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.